What's happening, con folks out there? Welcome to episode number 8 of Listen in 3D. I'm your boy Justin Reed, aka Too Tall for You Fool,
And I'm Netta, aka Wondrous Net.
and together we are Team 3D, Listen in 3D, where we discuss, dissect, and debate the music and the albums in the world of hip hop and other genres. If you're watching us on YouTube, call to action, just give us a subscribe, like our video, share our content around, comment on the video, etc., all that good stuff. And if you want to help us out even further, go ahead and click that subscribe button and that notification bell. That way you get notification on when all our videos go live. And then at the time of the recording of this, we're still not on podcasting platforms just yet. We are working on that. So hopefully by the time you are hearing this episode, we are. So just a little bit of patience on that. Now, with all the business out of the way, Netta, how you been?
I'm pretty good. It's Thanksgiving week and I'm off, so I'm happy. What about you?
Yeah, Thanksgiving weekend, I'm working, but the good news is I have gotten through the COVID, so I feel a lot better. Maybe not 1,000 times better, but better to the point where I don't feel super congested or coughing or anything like that. So yeah, COVID is no joke. Let me tell you.
Well, I'm glad you're feeling better.
I'm glad I am too. All right, so we got a great album for you guys today. Netta, if you want to kick it off with who we are talking about, what rapper and their album.
Well, today we're doing DMX's It's Dark and Hell is Hot, released on May 19th, 1998, certified four times platinum. It had singles including Get At Me Dog, Stop Being Greedy, Rough Riders Anthem, and How's It Going Down. And he had music videos for all of the singles. There was guest appearances by The Locks, Mace, Big Stan, Loose, Casino, and Dragon.
All right, thank you very much for that. So, one interesting fact about DMX is he was the first artist to have not only this one, but the four albums after this debut at number one on the Billboard 200. So, and for hip hop, that is a big deal. No other rapper has ever done that. And there are a lot of rappers out there from Jay-Z to Eminem to Drake. Yeah, no other rapper has ever done that in terms of having their first five albums debut at number one. That is amazing within itself. So definitely not just this one. If you guys get a chance to check out DMX's discography, definitely do so. You won't be disappointed. He has a lot of great songs out there, even after his first five. I mean, I've messed with him a lot over the years. But uh, yeah, you had any questions or any reactions to that?
Um, just to say that's very impressive.
Yeah.
Prior to hearing it, I would have been shocked, but after hearing it, I completely understand why.
And now DMX, just a little bit of background info on him. He was a great rapper, also an actor out of Yonkers, New York. You know, definitely after he shot the Stardom, definitely got into the movies. Some of the movies better than others, but he was definitely a good actor in his own right as well. Even had a appearance on a sitcom or two. So I think was it Rock the Boat. I know that one BBC sitcom. I know he guest starred on that show several years back. So yeah, I mean he'd been around and just definitely a good rapper in his own right. Unfortunately, he's no longer with us. Man, rest in peace. Sad that he's not with us today. And I had a chance to see him in concert several years back before his passing. Unfortunately, I missed out on tickets and the opportunity to see him, but just I mean, he's one of many on the what if list, that I could have seen in concert. And as we go through this series, I'll share more, artists I wish I had gotten this opportunity to see. All right, so Let's see. Any first impressions? What stood out to you about this album in terms of like pre-listening thoughts? And we can just go there. Start with that.
I guess the name of the album itself struck me. It's dark and hell is hot. I'm like, oof, that's creepy. That's
Yeah.
pretty dark. It piqued my interest. The only thing I can really remember about it was the Rough Riders anthem song.
All
And
right.
in fourth grade, they were doing some kind of fire safety thing,
Uh
and we had to
huh.
sing. We had to sing that song, and at the time, I just thought it was cool because I knew it was a popular song, and we could go and sing that. But now I look back and I'm like, that was a really good tool to teach students, fire safety. And I don't know if DMX had the fire safety technique in mind when he wrote this, or was it just a coincidence?
Maybe it was just a coincidence. I don't know. Stop, drop. I mean, I was in middle school when this album came out, and I can tell you right now, I don't think they had us doing that. When we were doing our earthquake drills, as I'll say, earthquake and fire drills. A lot of earthquakes happen on the West Coast, so we have to do that drop and cover stuff too growing up. But I know for me, I listened to him like a little bit here and there in middle school, not really too much. I didn't really get exposed to DMX until like I got into high school. Like I didn't really start paying attention to him a little more until then. As for this album, just I mean, I figure it's gonna be a pretty dark album with the title itself. So I mean that was one impression I had, and then just moving on to the album artwork. I mean, it looks like he is in hell. I mean, isn't that like a photo of hell, kind of, sort of?
Yeah, it looked the artwork to me, it looked kind of like straightforwardly, demonic in some way. Like the reference to hell in the title as well as darkness. Then the whole album cover is red.
Yeah.
The font itself, it looks like a horror movie, and I
Oh
think the
yeah.
D and the X have horns on them.
Oh yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, I think they do. And then DMX, it's an acronym actually, Dark Man X. I'm not sure what the X
oh,
stands for, but yeah, that's what his name stands for. Which I thought it was like a play of his real name because when I found out his real name was Earl Simmons, I'm like, yeah, there's no D in that. So yeah, but I mean,
did, I was just going to say, did you think that the cover of the album reflected the album?
hell yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, yeah, that definitely. Just I think in later years, I think not to say that he went soft, but I think he definitely turned away from that whole horrorcore stuff. I think this one and probably his second one also. If you've seen the album cover for that one, "My Flesh is Flesh and Blood is Blood," I think that's what it's called. Yeah, that one is also kind of. If you ever checked out that album cover, that's kind of a one that's kind of out there also. Let's see. So, moving on. So, let's talk about the album now. All the songs. Let's start with the beats. Any beats that stuck out to you on this one?
Yeah, honestly, it was the beat on the intro, which I ended up
Oh,
liking the best. It was
okay.
like it felt very like suspenseful, and with him like saying like I had to do it. I tried not to. I had to, had to do it. Then you got the bells.
Yeah,
And then at some point, I don't know what this instrument is, but they come in with some maracas or some stuff, and
yeah.
it's a little bit creepy. Which beat did you like?
Surprisingly, we agreed on the same beat. I thought the intro beat
Oh,
was the best beat also. Yeah, after listening to this album, top and bottom at least two or three times, that was the best beat, and that beat also kind of brought back memories too. I'm not sure if you are familiar with the video game Def Jam Vendetta. Yeah, that beat kind of plays like in the intro of that game. So, like, and if any fans out there of that video game, you know what I'm talking about. That beat comes and it's just like, yeah, let's get to fighting. It's a Def Jam Vendetta was like a kind of like Rap Stars meets WWE. It was kind of like a wrestling game featuring rap stars pretty much at the time. Like DMX was in it, Redman, Method Man, Joe Budden, just to name a few. I can send you a link of what it was about later. It was on the GameCube and PS2, and I regret selling my copy that I had of it, and I'm pretty sure on the aftermarket now with retro games going as high as they are, it's probably very, very expensive. But anyway, back to the album. But yeah, that beat appeared on there, so it kind of brought back like memories of, oh wow, like want to listen to that for the whole album in full. But I mean, I'd already known that that was part of the intro. Just wish that the song had a better name, but I mean, but I guess it is like introducing who this guy is to the rest of the world. So
Yeah,
so
I think it was a really good song just to start off the album,
yeah,
like slowly leading up to that. Like, why must you be so hard headed? Like, he's like, I tried to warn you guys, and now I have to kill everything. So I was like, okay, this is gonna be a good album.
yeah, yeah, it is, yeah, it is. All right, so let's talk singles. Let's talk so singles. Let's. I guess we could start with "Get at Me, Dog." And, that's his phrase. I've seen people even wear shirts of this phrase, "Get at me, dog." Any thoughts on that song? On his lead single?
Um, that song was okay. I I liked I like the part where he says it's gonna take all the niggas in the rap game to barely move me. I thought that was, that
Yeah,
was very funny and probably true. Um, but it wasn't that notable on the album to me.
yeah. Same here. I didn't really care too much for the song personally. I thought it was an average song at best. I mean, he definitely saved his better songs for later when it came to releasing his singles. I know Chic from the Locks was on the hook of the song, and then the music video. And we've talked about black and white music videos before. It was kind of yeah, I didn't like it that much. So that was kind of like yeah, I think he could have did better with the music video there. But just nothing really pointed out to me on the song. Really, just really just on the chorus. Get at me, dog. Yo, y'all niggas want to be killers. Get at me, dog. So it's yeah, just I mean, it's just this nice catchphrase. I mean, I see where he got his nickname, the dog, from. So now the next song, which was more exciting, "Stop Being Greedy." I like this one. This was a good track. Any thoughts? I'll let you start it off here.
Yeah, I like that one too. I really liked how, it's supposed to be like the the angel and the devil on the shoulder kind
Yeah.
of thing,
Hmm.
but it seemed like even the angel is kind of starving, and he's like getting a little impatient
Yeah.
himself. So it's almost like a seamless transition between the angel and the devil.
Yeah.
But I like that one. What did you think?
It kind of reminded me a little bit of. I'll reference this album we did several episodes back. Biggie Smalls, "Give Me the Loot." You know how he's playing two different characters. I mean, I really like that. And just the angel saying, don't do it, but just getting a little thirsty or whatever. And the devil's like, just go ahead, do it. And then music video I thought was pretty hard too. Them running into that house and it
Yeah.
was kind of funny.
And then they have, two of him
Yeah,
sitting on that throne, two of him in the car. I thought that was clever.
yeah. Just, I mean, from 1998, I mean, I know that technology was coming up at that time, but for them to do that in a music video, it was pretty impressive at that time. So
And kind of similar to what you said about how it reminded you of Biggie.
yeah.
I didn't know it was I didn't know it was both DMX until I watched the video.
Oh, really?
Cuz he has an extremely aggressive voice on the devil side, and I'm
Yeah,
like, "Oh, they're both DMX."
yeah, yeah. It's he was definitely one of those rappers that could play, different voices. And if you listen to more of his music later on, he does that in several of his other songs as well. Like when he does like impressions and stuff, it's just like, oh, like it's him. Like if you've listened to his music long enough, but the fact that he can go into that different tone is pretty impressive. I don't think he gets enough credit for that. I'm not sure if he ever did any voice acting during while he was living during his acting career, but I'd have to double check. I mean, I'm pretty sure if he had pursued it, he would have been a great voice actor. So, and then the granddaddy of them all, probably his one of his most popular songs of all time, Rough Riders Anthem. Great song, great song. Yeah, I like how he says at the beginning, "Niggas wanna try, niggas wanna lie, then niggas wonder why niggas die." I mean, obviously in the clean version, and I think when he saw the video, it was the clean version. He replaced niggas with snitches, but I mean, just I like the beat goes hard. Definitely like that, a whole lot. And then it was just yeah, definitely the first verse of that song was one of my favorite on the whole album. Um, and then definitely it was a pretty quick song. I like how just the chorus. He pretty much did everything his whole self, and he did it in about 3 minutes and 30 seconds. So and yeah, just a great song, and people love it to this day. And I think it was kind of like the turning point at that point in hip hop, like when that song came out, because nothing like that had really ever been done before. So I could definitely see how he took hip hop into a new direction. What were your thoughts on Rough Riders Anthem?
I liked it. It was like a little bit nostalgic. I also thought niggas wonder why niggas want to die was crazy.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow. I don't think they want to, but it was good. I think the thing that really set it apart was the he just keeps saying what
What?
what
What? What?
throughout it.
Yeah, that's where the what comes from. And even like if you hear like a clean version of a song or whatever, just like any song, like like sometimes it'll be like you'll hear like what come out of nowhere. It's just like yeah, he has those sounds that like I don't think any other rapper's been able to like mimic over the years. So like what? And then that kind of reminds me of like another song he did years later, a few years later. I think it was called the Rough Riders. It was off the Rough Riders Volume One CD. I know we haven't gotten into compilations yet, but if whenever we start doing compilations, that'd be one to definitely check out, especially since we like this one so much. And then as for the music video, I thought the music video was pretty cool with the motorcycles, definitely. And I don't know if you ever saw glimpses of like his funeral, but that's pretty much how he went out. Like there was like a big truck, like monster truck, like with the coffin in there, and him, the coffin in there, and then like a bunch of motorcycles just riding through New York City. I thought that was pretty cool. If I can find that clip, I could show you.
Really?
Yeah, yeah, it was pretty cool. But yeah, just I mean, the whole motorcycle thing was cool, and then the scene with the dogs and the buses, I thought that was pretty. And then a few cameos from some of the Rough Rider roster at the time. I know Eve was in the video, and a few others. I can't kind of point their names out right now, but maybe Dragon was in there. But just it was a very very good video, very well done.
I liked when the news reporter was asking a question. He's like, "Mind your business, lady." I thought that was funny.
Any other thoughts on Rough Riders Anthem song or video?
Um, no, it was a pretty fun song. I couldn't see why they did get at me dog as a single, but this Rough Riders anthem, I could easily
Yeah,
see why they did
that's
that.
when he kind of exploded. I don't think a lot of people, at least out here in the West, really knew what that was. I mean, unless you were watching MTV every day during that time, but or BET for that matter. But yeah, radio wise, yeah, this single really picked up when it came out. So All right, and now the final single, "How It's Going Down." I'll let you start this one off.
I think I had heard like this chorus a lot on like some recent songs. I don't
Hmm.
know what song it was, but I guess they've been sampling it.
Yeah,
Um, but I liked it. I think I liked it a little more when I saw the video and saw the story behind it.
yeah,
Uh, it was okay. What
yeah.
did you think?
It wasn't it wasn't the best song. I thought it was better than "Get at Me, Dog." I'll give it that much. But I mean, I would have to say, the second verse was probably the best verse on there, and I think when you see the music video, it makes a little more sense of what it's about and all that stuff. I mean, I think second verse was the second verse. Second verse was the best verse. I don't think anything really jumped out at me in terms of like lyrically on that song, but not nice commercial song. I mean, I see why video was done for it. Definitely got to sell records where you can. Gotta. I mean, I think all rappers do it too. Got to have radio friendly songs in terms of trying to make a buck, especially during that time. Um,
That's one of those like for the ladies
yeah,
songs.
yeah, for the lady. Yeah, every rapper has that.
It was good that he gave the girl back to the baby daddy at the end.
Yeah, he, I mean, I'm sure a lot of men have been at that point before. That's all I want to say. All right, so talked about the singles. All right, what were your top three tracks on this album? And for me, this was really, really tough. But I'm curious to see what you came up with.
It was also tough for me.
Yeah, I figured it was.
But
This
for
was
me, it was
a lot of
look through
solid
my
tracks.
eyes. It was look through my eyes, let me fly, and I can feel it.
Okay, I was. We were very. Say that one more time.
Look through my eyes, let me fly,
Let me
and I can
fly.
feel it.
I can feel it. All right, we're on the same track there. Mine was Rough Riders Anthem, Damien, which was another song where, Angel Devil song, and then I Can Feel It. Honorable mentions was the intro and Look Through My Eyes. And Let Me Fly was also a very good one. That also kind of came very close. I mean, there were a lot of great songs, and I don't think there's like any wrong way to go here. Um, guess we could start with
I put Damien as my honorable mention.
okay. So we were on the same track. Yeah, Look Through My Eyes was very, very close. I was like, but yeah, I had to go with I Can Feel It. So we've already talked about Rough Riders Anthem. Let's talk about uh Let Me Fly. What do you like best about this song here?
I just liked how they're just, I don't know, it's almost like they're just trying to be free and live out their true nature. And they're like, hey, you're gonna die anyway. You might as well like go out your own way. Um, it just it was a beautiful song to me, especially the chorus.
Yeah, I love the chorus here, and the beat was pretty good also. Either let me fly or give me death. Let my soul rest, take my breath. If I don't fly, I'ma die anyway. Yeah. So it's like, yeah, the chorus I think really is what really pointed out to me, and for the most part in this whole album, I've noticed that DMX does a lot of his own choruses. So um, I thought that was pretty cool. Um, so, but it was a very good song, but just kind of it didn't make it to into my top three. Look Through My Eyes. What really pointed out to you there, and this one was even closer than Let Me Fly.
That one, I think this one is probably my number one favorite. It's a tie for something else too,
Yeah.
but um, I guess in the skit leading up to it, there's a guy. He's like why is DMX doing all this robbing and killing and
Yeah.
he's already rich? And this is his response, kind of saying, well, if you looked through my eyes and saw everything I saw and did everything I did, you might be, doing the exact same thing. And it reminded me of I'm reading a book right now
Yeah.
where this guy is like, it's a biologist. He's making a pretty compelling argument that all the uncontrollable factors in a person's life accounts for the person's actions more than does a person's character or grit or determination or whatever. He's just saying, the a person's environment is extremely coercive on the kind of person a person becomes. So when I was listening to him say that, I was like, that's probably true. Like it sounds like he is doing like stuff, I would probably never do. But if you, maybe walk a mile in his shoes, maybe you would understand. Um, the other thing is how he starts it off, and he
Yeah.
just says, "I'm burning in hell, but I don't deserve to be."
Mm.
It's like, I don't know. Like I was just like, he, I didn't know what to make of that, but I was like, wow.
Yeah, I mean, I know at the beginning he says, "Judge not, lest you be judged first." Die, nigga, die, nigga. So it's like, yeah. I mean, I mean, it was definitely a deep song. I mean, it was definitely one of the more enjoyable songs on the album, and like I said, just it was close to being one of my favorites. But yeah, I had to go with this one here, which was we'll talk about this one. I Can Feel It. And what really pointed it out to me, definitely the beat of the song and then the chorus. Um, I can feel it coming in the air tonight. And then, yeah, I just felt like it was a laid back song and, nothing too out of the ordinary. He drops his three verses. And I am a big fan of sampling, so I like the Phil Collins sample he used here. So obviously, what pointed out to you in this song here?
I think he probably had the best line I heard on the whole album in that song when he said, I can see many shades of gray. Or I'm sorry, I see life through many shades of grays and blacks.
Hmm.
I could take that and hit them with the blazing tracks. When I make that, you fake cats have violent dreams. It takes another dog to be able to hear my silent screams. I was like,
Oh yeah,
oh
that
my God,
that
it takes
yeah, that's
another
the
dog.
second verse.
Yeah.
Yeah, that verse goes hard. That was really really good in terms of lyricism there. Definitely one of the best verses on the whole album. So and yeah, I think I'm not sure if a lot of people talk about that song, but yeah, it was definitely a real good song. And like I said, the Phil Collins sample. I like Phil Collins, music. I'm not sure if you bump him or not, but he definitely has a lot of great samples out there that are used in the hip hop community, I should say. And then, so we talked about your three favorites. So, Rough Riders Anthem. I could guess I can get into why it's one of my favorites. I think it's one of the best songs done on the whole album, definitely. Not just because of its commercial appeal, but one of the best beats, and also just um, just verses were just really good, and he was quick and to the point, and not to mention the great music video that it came along with. And then talked about I Can Feel It, and then I guess the last song we'll talk about is Damien. Damien was a really good song. Definitely like the first verse. Why is it every move I make turn out to be a bad one? Where's my guardian angel? Need one. I wish I had one. I'm right here, shorty. I'm gonna hold you down. I'm trying to fuck all these bitches. I'm gonna show you how. But yes. And then he says, "My name's Z, but my friends call me Damien." I thought that was pretty cool how he went back and forth with the whole, I need a friend, Damien. Kind of similar to Stop Being Greedy, but just this guy was just like, out of the ordinary, and just you know that I think this song kind of best describes the whole album as a whole in my opinion. And it's just like yeah, that's why I really liked it a lot, and that's why that song has to be one of my favorites. What about you?
I agree with I agree with that. Like on the chorus when he says, the snake, the rat, the cat, the dog, how you gonna
Yeah,
see him if you're living in the fog?
yeah,
Like he makes several references throughout the album to like people who are living in the fog,
yeah,
you know? So I think you're right that it's like a kind of a theme of the entire album. This Damien talking to him and him
yeah.
trying to resist it and sometimes realizing he's wrong, sometimes going along with him.
Hmm.
It's really interesting.
All right, all right. So talked about our favorites. Any track that you didn't care for too much, or you would have left off the album, or anything like that, or you think all the songs were solid, or just your least favorite?
Well, just just like picking out my top three favorites was hard. It was hard for me
Yeah,
to pick
it
out
was.
that one.
Yeah,
Get
same.
at me, dog. It wasn't horrible, but it was it didn't measure up to the other songs on the album.
Yeah, would say, and probably because it was also a single. It was yeah. wasn't the greatest. I agree with you there. All right. I know I didn't get a chance to listen to it myself, but I guess if you do get it, the expansion version reissue that came out in 2000, there is a live version of Rough Riders Anthem. I'm pretty sure it's nothing out of the ordinary. Probably just a performance on the Hard Knock Life tour or wherever he was performing during that time. I'm sure you can find it on YouTube or something. So we'll move on to album recommendations. Obviously, as always, as any artist we talk about on Listen in 3D, we recommend to definitely check out the artist's catalog. But we'll go with some other albums that he was featured on during this time. Mace Harlem World, and I think that was the first commercial CD he was on. Uh, Jay Z Volume 2, The Hard Knock Life. And he went on tour with Jay Z during that time also. So I mean, definitely, if you're a big fan of DMX during that time, definitely gotta check out Jay Z. And he also made an appearance on Nas's "I Am." So definitely check out those three if you want to hear more of what DMX was doing during that time, along with the albums after that. Like I said, his first five albums all debuted at number one. So that just doesn't happen by accident. That guy, DMX, was a musical genius. All right. So, any final thoughts on the album before we turn in, Netta?
Yeah, I guess the album, like he's looks like he's aesthetically he's trying to paint himself as the devil and listen to the devil and stuff like that. But throughout a lot of the album, he's struggling with it, questioning it, trying to come to grips with it, and in the end, he says he defeats it.
Yeah.
Um, so I thought it was a beautiful album, and I think he really bore his soul on it, and those are my favorite kind of albums.
Yeah, I thought it was a very well done album. And, if it's one album I recommend anyone listening to from DMX, definitely check this one out. It was great. Productions is magnificent. Great songs. Like, you're going to, if you love DMX, and, yeah, it's going to be hard to choose kind of a bad one on this album here. So, yeah, well, like I said, like Netta had said, it was tough for us to even just choose three songs we liked. So yeah, it was kind of yeah. You won't be disappointed. So great question for you, Netta. Any of these albums you're taking back to your everyday playlist?
Yeah, look through my eyes, and I can feel it.
Yeah, I'm gonna take probably. Well, I've heard Rough Riders Anthem way too much. I think it's on one of my clean for radio playlists, so I'm probably not gonna take that one with me, even though it was one of my favorite songs. Damien, definitely, I can feel it. Look through my eyes, and probably Let Me Fly. Also, I mean, those were, and maybe Stop Being Greedy. I've heard that a thousand times already myself, but I mean, but definitely Look Through My Eyes and Let Me Fly. I'm gonna take back with me to my everyday playlist. Also, those were some good songs. So yeah, I'm glad we. I think there will become an episode where we agree on the top three favorite songs. But definitely we were in the same category in terms of definitely what was good, what was what we liked. So definitely pretty similar for this album. So I really thought we did a pretty good job. All right, audience. So we have a question for you. What did you guys think of this album? Any favorite tracks you didn't like, anything that we missed? Please let us know in the comments below. And for Wondrous Netta, I am Justin Reed, aka Too Tall for You Fool, saying so long and thank you for listening to us on Listen in 3D. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Later.